So what we're going to do right now is I'm going to show you a couple of little extra things about InDesign. I'm just going to make a quick page document. It doesn't really matter. I know we're doing a brochure, but this is a just a little bit of a summary. So I talked to you before about placing images and text and all that. I've heard some of you ask, like, all right, well, when I copy stuff from Illustrator and I get these logos, what is the problem? Let me open a... that's probably good. So let me grab this guy's logo. So when you copy that and you put it into here, you get this blue line. Well, that's nothing to really worry about. That's just showing that this is an object. So you'll pretty much see that no matter what. Especially even when you place a photo. Let me see. Place. I'm going to go to fitting and fill frame proportionally. All right. So I'm going to always have blue lines around this. It's not a big deal. That's not much of a problem. If I want to turn that off, and you'll notice also that my picture is a little pixelated, like it looks kind of odd. That is just because of the mode we're in. So if you go to View and you go to Screen Mode, you can choose Preview, and it will get rid of your blue lines for you so you can see what it would look like if it were going to print. And you can also go to View and go to Display Performance and choose High Quality. And that should adjust your picture. Except that that's probably a crappy picture. Let me see if I've got another high quality picture. Oh no, it adjusted it. You can see that's not quite so bad. I've got a high res photo of my sister in here. Let me do that. Command D, file place. Let me see if I've got, yep. I've got me and Mary in here. So if I do the fitting again, I'm going to fill frame proportionately. You can see when I zoom in that it kept it kind of high quality, higher quality. If I go back to View and I choose Display Performance Fast Display, it blocks out your pictures entirely and it makes a pretty jagged line on your vector drawings. That doesn't mean that they're actually jagged. That just means that that's how InDesign is displaying it. It's not that big of a deal. Typical display is what you use most of the time, and it will keep your vector line smooth. I'll go back to normal. And that lets me see everything. Now you can also do screen mode, bleed, and it'll show you what your bleed looks like. You can do screen mode, slug, and it'll go as far as your slug, but we don't have that, so I'll click normal. All right. Now here's the thing about using InDesign. InDesign works kind of like a web page. So let's say I've got my fancy block of type and I am using a neat font. Well, if I choose some kind of funky font, like, let's say this one. If I choose this and open this InDesign file on another computer and I don't have my font saved, it is not going to work. So what you're going to want to do is when you save it and you're done and you're ready to get everything put together, you're not just going to hit File Save. I'm going to have to save it anyway just to put it on my desktop. I'm just going to call it example. Once you have a saved version, you want to do what's called packaging, all right? Now to do that, it's pretty straightforward. You go to File, Package, and you hit Package. And you can put all your printing instructions, your name, etc. on here if you want. You can choose your contact information. That's basically so if you're sending the InDesign file to the printer, they would have, say, like, oh no, something screwed up, I need to contact the artist. This would be the information that they would use to contact you. Typically, I send things to print in a PDF. I don't send an InDesign file. Now, for catalogs, sometimes you want to send an InDesign file, or for large books, you want to send an InDesign file. But for brochures and stuff, send a PDF. It's not a big deal. All right, and it's gonna be a folder. So I'm gonna call this example folder just because of what we're doing right now. And I'm gonna choose package. It's gonna tell you that fonts are copyrighted, etc., etc. It's just this standard disclaimer, hey, don't steal other people's work. Click OK. And here's my folder on my desktop. If I open it, you see that it has my InDesign file. It has the instructions, which would have all my contact information in it. It has my document fonts, and then it has my links. Now, why is this cool? Well, if I were to open this InDesign file without being inside this folder on any other computer, you're going to get little question marks on your links. Your links are under Window Links. And you would have little stop signs or question marks right here, meaning that they were missing or there was a problem. So you always want to package it and make sure that your pictures are in your links. Now, if you have already packaged your file and you want to add more images, you can always just chuck them into your links folder and pull them straight from there. Like I said, InDesign works kind of like a web page. So if you're working on your own computer, it's going to pull from the same space on your computer all the time. If you're jumping back and forth between computers like we do here at school, well, then you're probably going to want to package it. Save the entire folder onto your jump drive or your hard drive. Do not save a piece of it, save the whole thing. Make sure that the InDesign file you're working from is inside that packaged folder. Okay? Everybody understand? Nod. Yes, I understand this is complicated. Okay, good, great. All right. And that is pretty much the simple explanation of why you've been seeing blue lines, how to save your files properly. You should also, if you do have any problems with your links, it's always good to check before you go to print. There's a lot of little nuances to InDesign. We will continue to talk about them as we move forward.